And we're back. Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks. I'm still Sean Puff. That's still Mike K. We're still here doing our thing. This is the Takeover Pitstop. We're going to break over Takeover in your house. We haven't had Takeovers in a while. Finally, Takeover back. It's weird that it's on a Sunday and not a Saturday. No?
Yeah, it is kind of weird it's on a Sunday. And it's kind of random because it's by itself. It's very rare that even Takeovers are by themselves.
Yeah.
Just like wrapped around a WWE event of some sort. So.
Well, they were saying that they were going to start leaning towards that and doing that. I want to say Takeover 25. Takeover 25, the one that we went to, I'm pretty sure there wasn't anything right after it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive that was a random because that was the main one for them. I think the big ones they tend to do by themselves. Like 25 in your house is a big one for them. It's a new one for them, you know. So I think those type of ones they tend to do.
Well, I know they just said that they're going to try to start doing that more. I think they're only going to run takeovers moving forward with the big four. Other than the big four, all the takeovers will be on their own. So you'll get one of the WrestleManias, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series.
Right, which is good. That's fine.
But let's run this card down. We got 6 matches on the card. I don't expect anything to be added on the pre-show at all.
No.
I think 6 matches is plenty for Takeover. Yeah. Usually we get 5, so it's cool that we get an extra one.
Yeah, they've been pushing it a little bit longer to 2.5. Mm-hmm. I think eventually they're going to want to go to 3 hours, a full pay-per-view. So they've been the last few takeovers I think have been 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
They've been over 2 hours. They're 2.5, which is perfect. 6 matches, perfect amount. I really wouldn't change it.
No, me neither.
Maybe if you get lucky, go to 7. Maybe, but I think. Depends on what's going on. I think 6 is pretty much like perfect.
And you could have done a couple other matches on here. You could have put the tag titles on this. You could have put Imperium versus Breezango, although I don't think that's a pay-per-view caliber match. You could have put. I don't know. They could have came up with a couple other things.
Yeah.
I guess. So did Matt Riddle show up on SmackDown last night?
No, I didn't see him on the show.
He's officially up on SmackDown now.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to make you, which is interesting. Well, they're not. SmackDowns and Raws aren't live.
That's right. They're recorded from before.
They've been recorded. So I think maybe next week Riddle show. It's either next week or the week after because they're not live yet.
Yeah.
They're not live again. They're still taped. They taped like 2 weeks worth, or like 2 or 3 weeks worth of shows they taped.
Yep.
So I think when they go back to being live again, I think that's when they'll
get everything.
Because Kurt Angle made the announcement last week that Matt Riddle was coming to SmackDown.
Yeah.
But it didn't specify when.
See, I missed that too. I missed Kurt Angle making that announcement. I think I just missed SmackDown last week.
It was right before the cage match that he had. That he
refereed.
Riddle and Thatcher's cage match that he refereed. He was on SmackDown announcing that he was going to be the ref for the cage match, and then that Matt Riddle was going to be coming to SmackDown, soon. But that was so when was that cage match? Like a week and a half ago?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
This past Wednesday before, right? So 2 Wednesdays ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would take probably next week he'll be there. Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you know that they approached Kurt Angle to be his manager?
Yeah, which would have been. I don't think Matt Riddle needs a manager.
Me neither. Kurt Angle turned it down, and I think he doesn't need a manager.
Matt Riddle doesn't need a manager.
Yeah, he has that charisma.
Right. Yeah, Matt Riddle's fine on his own. Like he's obviously good on the mic, so he doesn't need a mouthpiece. Kurt Angle's not really a great. I mean, I guess they want to go where they want to go the same way with like Arn Anderson and Cody, or like Jake the Snake and what AEW is doing with all these old time guys with wrestlers. They have like 4 of them now.
That's kind of, if you really look at the history of managers, most of them were former wrestlers.
Right, but I mean, my point is that they're not like, they're not. You know what I mean? That there's no need for them right now. Like you don't need to have Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard and freaking Jake the Snake and Taz now all on AEW.
So I'll tell you this: I don't mind Taz. I don't mind Jake or Tully. I don't think Arn is needed in that spot unless they're gonna run with what there's rumor and innuendo is that it's gonna be Cody, FTR, and a fourth unnamed person. They're gonna make a new Horseman. So if Arn's the manager of the new Horseman, then I get that. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't want to do that's dumb. You don't need to do that. Stop rehashing old fucking 80s and 90s storylines, AEW.
It's the Horseman, man. You can always bring back the Horseman. Bring back a new version of the Horseman. It's kind of cool.
They do that all the time. Whenever Ric Flair or Arn Anderson around, it's the first thing anyone says.
Okay.
Bring back the Horseman. New version of the Horseman.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
We don't need. You got enough factions in freaking AEW. You don't need more.
It's all good. I'm with it. I like it.
The Elite in the Dark Order and freaking now you got in the
Inner Circle.
Yeah, the Inner Circle, and you have freaking. At one point they had, they were gonna put. They put what's his name? They put Pac and the Lucha Bros together. And
they're just not around right now because of COVID, but they'll be back together. The Triangle of Death or whatever.
Yeah, what are they called? Yeah,
Death Triangle.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna get SCU, and you got Best Friends, and you got all these like groups of 3, faction-wise, all over the place.
So why not a group of 4?
You have like 2 groups of 5 and a group of 4, and does that mean Cody's no longer gonna be part of the Elite? So now he's not Elite anymore. Because is he gonna be on both?
I feel like he's not really part of the Elite. He's just cool with them.
I don't know. I don't really think we need to have a Horseman group too.
Yeah, well, I'd be for it.
Because not only that, FTR is going to be feuding with the Bucks. Does that mean Cody's feuding with the Elite?
Are they going to feud with the Bucks though? It looks like their first feud is going to be against.
The Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah. Who, by the way, they should never be in all white gear ever. They looked horrible in all white.
Which one? The
Butcher and the Blade.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, when they came down, did you see that one where they came down the stairs and stuff? Looks like they're in freaking underwear.
Yeah.
Like tidy whities coming down the stairs like they just came out of the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you guys doing? I agree.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I totally agree.
Well, anyway, let's get into this takeover show. We could sit here and tear apart AEW for hours. But let's get into takeover. So there's gonna be a 6-woman tag team match on this card. Kind of a good way to use these women to get everybody like involved and not waste storylines they have going. So we're gonna get
There's 9 women on this show.
I know. Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Knox are gonna team up to take on Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. Of course, Tegan Knox and Shotzi have been kind of having that feud with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. That goes all the way back to Elimination Chamber. Or no, it was War Games, back to War Games. And then Candice LeRae and Mia Yim, of course, with their little feud. Mia Him, I like to call her.
Yeah,
she looks like a man.
Sort of. But not as much as she doesn't look as much of a man as Nyla Rose looks like.
Well, that's because Nyla Rose is a man.
Yeah.
So there's that. But this is an interesting one. Even when you look at Vegas odds on this one, it's wicked close. It's like 3-2.
Yeah.
I think
pick this one.
I think I have to pick the faces in this one. I think Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Knox are going to get the win because either Candice LeRae walks out on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez or vice versa.
Okay, I could see that. But I could also see they've been kind of slowly building up Raquel Gonzalez as kind of a big time heel.
Yeah.
I could see her being used to kind of be put over as like a big threat. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn about this one. I'm not really sure how I would go in this one.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, I feel like if the faces lose, Shotzi Blackheart's eating the pin.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's going to be. I think that I'm going to take the heels. I think that the idea is to make Raquel Gonzalez kind of build her up a little bit.
Okay.
because I think the
Bless
other. Thank you. Because I think the other one's on the face. Like, I guess the faces. Who gains anything from being for getting the win in the faces, right? Mia Yim's pretty established. She doesn't really need to win the match. Shotzi Blackheart's, she's still kind of new. Tegan Knox is still kind of just feuding with Dakota Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Candice LeRae, they're kind of building her up a little bit too as being a big time heel too.
Yep.
With Johnny Gargano, so I got a feeling the heels win this one.
And Shotzi gets pinned.
Yeah, I think Shotzi does get pinned.
Yeah, I might have to go with you on that one. I'm gonna go with you there. We'll agree on that one. Next up, we've got Keith Lee taking on Johnny Gargano for the North American Championship. This is one that I think a lot of people are kind of torn over on what's going to happen. Let me tell you what I think. I like Keith Lee. Keith Lee, I think, is the man, but I think Keith Lee is about to move on and move up to the NXT Championship.
I agree.
So Johnny Gargano is going to take the title. It'll be some shenanigans. He's not going to beat him clean.
Right.
Some shit's going to go down, and it's going to be a fuck finish. And Johnny Gargano will walk out the North American champion.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm on the same page. I think Keith Lee's moving on to the world title picture. So, yeah, unfortunately, I like Keith Lee too. But, yeah, it feels like it's one of those things where Gargano's going to take the belt.
Yeah, I agree.
Keith Lee somewhere else.
Then from there, we've got Finn Balor taking on Damian Priest. This is another one that's a little weird because kind of like you got to wonder if they're going to extend this feud and make it go further.
Yeah, and also like Finn Balor kind of lost his momentum. When he was in NXT, he was like rolling in the beginning, and then he got up to a certain point, and then all of a sudden they like moved him in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea was to put him like I thought he would be part of the. Do you think he'd be back into the main event picture? But he got all the way up to Gargano and then rolled through those guys and then just stopped. And now he's been in this feud with Damian Priest. I feel like Priest should get the win because it kind of gives him a little bit of, puts him over a little bit.
Yeah.
Gives him a little bit of push. Especially but Finn Balor, I don't know where he pushes him to, but I agree that this feud's probably going to continue. Because I think if Finn Balor wins, I think, all right, now where does he go from here? Does he go after Gargano again for the North American title? I could see that. But
no, I think Finn is going to end up doing something with the guys in UK.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's going to go for Walter. I would expect. I wouldn't be surprised if Walter shows up and costs him the match, or Imperium gets involved and costs him the match because they haven't had the payoff in that because of COVID.
Right.
It kind of made them have to go another way with it. So I think Damian Priest is going to win this match, but because of some type of.
Yeah, I think Damian Priest needs to win the match.
I agree.
He gains more by winning the match. I think if Finn Balor wins, I think you kind of just be like, I think you just push Damian Priest back down again.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes back to being like, low mid card where it's like, all right, now what does he do? So I could see Damian Priest getting the win. It was a big victory over Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you there on that one. Then we've got Tommaso Ciampa taking on Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
Does anybody think that there's any chance that Kross loses this match?
I don't know. Kross should win it. There's no reason.
I feel like he's getting a rocket strapped to his back.
Yeah, I think it'll be a big spot for him to put over. Like it'll be big for Ciampa to put him over. To get him, especially his first match. I mean, it's very rare when guys debut, they lose their first match. Usually they come in and they beat, to kind of put themselves on the map. They kind of beat they beat a big time name, or not a big time name, but like they beat a big name and then they kind of put them on the map. So I can see, I don't see why Kross wouldn't win.
Yeah, Kross is going to win this one. I think it's the easy call right there. Karrion Kross with the victory.
Right.
Then we've got our two main title matches. We've got the women's title, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai. When I at first thought, and it's still my thought, this match is a triple threat match so that Charlotte doesn't have to get pinned.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think they're putting the belt back on Rhea.
I agree with you.
So I could see Rhea pinning.
Rumor and innuendo is Io Shirai is on the call-up list and will be debuting on the main roster very soon on either Raw or SmackDown. So it tells me that they're not going to put the NXT title on her.
No.
And so also it allows you to have Rhea get the win without pinning Charlotte and gives credence to that feud continuing further down the road.
Right. I agree.
Because she never beat Charlotte and da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean?
You never pinned me, blah, 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 yada, 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 you know.
And they'll take it to the next takeover at SummerSlam.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
So that's why I call them.
They put the belt on Rhea. They should.
Yeah, I think so. But so
freaking Charlotte, I don't care.
You know, Vince thinks we all love Charlotte.
No, nobody likes Charlotte at all.
He's so out of touch. It's ridiculous.
She's so annoying.
And they're saying that that's going to be the main event match too.
Really? Well, I guess that's yeah. I can see that being a main event match.
It shouldn't be.
Well, if it's going to be a main event match, then Charlotte's definitely not winning.
I agree. Yeah, Ripley's winning that one. I think this should be the main event match, but it's going to be a cinematic crap fest. The last chance backlot brawl for the NXT Championship. Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream.
Right.
The stipulation is if Dream loses, he can no longer challenge for the NXT Championship while Cole is still champion.
Which means he's going to lose. And then Cole will then eventually lose to Keith Lee. And then Dream will be able to challenge Keith Lee for the belt.
Well, if that could work.
That's how I look at it. The only thing I can see
is Velveteen Dream is going. He's also on the rumor and innuendo list of people who are getting called up.
Yeah. So the only thing I could
they're
see
saying he might show up on Raw on Monday after he loses.
Yeah. The only thing I could see different would be, and only because, is that they take the belt off of Adam Cole because of this COVID stuff. He hasn't been around, so he hasn't been able to be on any shows. Velveteen's still been on NXT, where Cole's just been doing promo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With the rest of the Undisputed Era has been on NXT since COVID started.
Nope.
They haven't been on the show. They've done promos where they did the Skype or Zoom conversations during they did that stuff. But so I could see them giving the belt to Dream because Cole's not been around, but that whole stipulation kind of throws it off. It's like, well, then you're not really going to make that stipulation. So then obviously, I mean, because it makes it predictable both ways. You know what I mean? Where it's like, if you say, well, you can't win the belt unless you can't challenge for the belt again if Cole's still champion. I was like, oh, well, then that predicts that Dream should probably win then. But it also says, well, then Dream will probably lose, and then eventually Cole will just lose. I think the goal is to take the belt off of Cole, but I don't think it's to put it onto Dream.
Yeah, I'd like to see Dream get that NXT championship. Some people are saying, oh, well, he'll fight Gargano for the North American title, but I feel like he's been there already, so he doesn't need to go back to that.
He's been there and done that already.
Yeah, he doesn't need to go backwards to that. Although some people do go backwards, but I don't see that happening. I think he's going to go to the main roster if he doesn't win this match, and I don't think he's going to win it. I think Adam Cole we're going to see maybe Dexter Lumis get involved, and somebody's going to get involved and cost Dream the match. And I wouldn't be surprised if after that happens, we see him at Raw the following Monday.
That would be kind of cool.
It's going to be a good show, I think. I'm looking forward to it, although I'm not into this whole cinematic crap. So this could be good.
Who knows, right?
Like this
I
could
mean,
be Firefly Funhouse. This could be um,
I think it's more
the
gonna be
graveyard
like
match, or
yeah, the boneyard match.
it could be Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be more like the boneyard match in the sense that it's just gonna be a fight
Yeah.
rather than I don't think it's gonna be anything weird like the
Yeah,
Firefly
all right, but
Funhouse.
it could be like the Boneyard match, or it could be like Edge versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, like one of those. It's not as long.
It was just
The
long and
sleeve's
bad.
not as long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Although I wouldn't mind watching Cole and Dream go for a little while. I could probably be fine with that, other than seeing Randy Orton and Edge try to fight for hours and be like, dude, can you just get this over with already?
Why are we having Randy Orton and Edge at Backlash in what they're calling the greatest match ever?
I don't know, man. It's not
Is that
even
just
worth
a?
the greatest. They're not even
Is
like they've definitely like they've been out of the corner because like who believes this is actually going to be a good match now? Like you've set the expectations to the point where you think that this is going to be the greatest match. Like, dude, so if it's not, you're going to get so much shit. It's not the greatest
Nobody's.
match ever.
I feel like no one's expecting it to be the greatest match ever, though. I
Right.
feel like it's
So then
just.
why are you promoting it that way? No one thinks it's going to be, and it's not going to be.
Someone posted this, and I think it made so much sense when I read it. They're doing it so that forever, if you Google or hashtag greatest match ever, a WWF match is going to show up.
I guess.
That's what it is. Greatest match ever. It's not going to give an NJPW show.
I mean, that's not really how Google works, though. I mean, once you type that in, all you have to do is go into another like page and just vote on it to be more important, and it just kind of moves up the ranks and goes back up to the top. So it wouldn't be the first, it wouldn't be the first thing that that comes up when you type in the greatest match ever.
Fair enough.
So I guess, but it's dumb.
Probably, you're probably right.
Yeah,
it's dumb. I hate Edge.
Dumb.
I hate everything about him. So it is what it is.
Right now, if you type in greatest match ever,
yep,
the first thing that pops up is a thing about Shawn Michaels.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was something from New Japan.
No. If you just type in greatest match ever, the first thing that comes up is the first link is to essentiallysports.com, and it's an interview with Shawn Michaels. And then you get WWE's top 25 matches of all time, and then you get 50 greatest wrestling matches of all time, and then you get tennis.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's dumb. We don't need the greatest match ever of a match we already saw that no one liked. So now, what is going to make this a greatest wrestling match?
It's going to make me fall asleep. I'm going to fall asleep during Backlash.
But it's not like these guys, I mean, they're good, but they're not like, I don't watch Randy Orton matches or Edge matches because I think they're great wrestlers. I watch Randy Orton matches because I want to see how he's going to hit somebody with an RKO. That's all you're kind of waiting for. You're just like, how's he going to hit an RKO on this one? And he does one, and then every once in a while, he throws one in that you never saw before, and you're like, holy shit, oh, he pulled that one off.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one at WrestleMania years ago when he threw Seth Rollins off the back of his neck, and the other were like, holy shit, that was a hell of an RKO.
Yep.
Or when he got jump off the top rope and he nails him with it. Like, that's the only reason why I watch Randy Orton matches. And Edge is like 50 years old now and shouldn't be considered one of the greatest wrestlers. Like, AJ Styles
I don't think he was one of the greatest wrestlers even when he was in his prime,
right.
Personally.
Exactly.
I've never been a huge Edge fan, so I'm like, greatest match ever? Why? Who said this?
Why? Because it's not even – they're not even in the top, they're probably top – if you think of just WWE wrestlers, Edge and Orton are probably top maybe top 15 all time, right?
Yeah.
list. They're not.
I don't even
They're
think
definitely
Edge is
not.
that high. I don't think Edge is that, like,
No,
Edge is
I would
overrated
think
in my opinion.
maybe top 10, maybe
I
Orton
wouldn't
might
put
be,
Edge in my top 20.
right. I probably put like Orton might be 10 or maybe 11, maybe just out of the top 10. But like, so my point is that they're not even considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. So why are we having a match called the greatest wrestling match ever with two guys who are not great wrestlers?
It's dumb,
Does
and
it
I'm
not
just so
become
sick of hearing
right?
Michael Cole say it.
Yeah,
You want to have a drinking game?
yeah. Every
Next
time
time
I
when you watch Raw, see how many times Michael Cole says greatest match ever.
yeah,
You'll be
SmackDown.
wasted by is it SmackDown? You'll be
Yeah,
wasted by the
Cole's
first
on SmackDown.
hour.
Yeah, Cole's on SmackDown, but yeah, the greatest wrestling match thing is on Raw.
On Raw. So it's not Cole saying it?
No, I think it's Todd Phillips.
Oh.
But you're right though. It's just ridiculous. They just beat it to death. They do that with all their little promo things.
They do.
Greatest. What was they like? Oh, what was it? Money in the Bank. What was the show was too big? Oh, WrestleMania too big for one night. You know. It's like,
yeah, I don't know. It's dumb. Greatest match ever is dumb. It won't be the greatest match ever. We'll break that down next week because next week will be our Backlash pit stop show. So that'll be fun.
yeah,
I'll enjoy tearing apart Randy Orton and Edge because I can't stand Edge at all.
It'll be the greatest wrestling match ever.
It's so bad.
It's
really so bad.
show ever. Yeah, you're stealing your shit from fucking movies.
I got a meme for greatest wrestling match ever, and instead of Edge and Randy Orton, it's got Jim Cornette and Russo.
There you go.
Which I would pay to see before I paid to see Orton and Edge.
I would create a match where I would do a meme where you had your socks, one sock and another sock, and that's the greatest match ever because you could never find a match to your socks. Whenever you're doing laundry, you always come up with like socks are different sizes.
Yep.
I mean, who honestly has socks that are all completely matching?
All? Nobody has all.
Right. Nobody has all their socks matching. Everyone has that one set of socks.
To have a draw of like single socks that I don't know where the other one went.
Exactly, because you just pick two socks out because they're socks, and you just put them on. As long as they're sort of close to height wise, you're good. Other than that, you're not. I mean, so the greatest match ever is when you're able to match two socks together that are supposed to be together.
Yeah.
Like when you don't have Nike socks or Reebok socks, you're like, crap, I can't find my other sock.
Yep. No, that makes sense.
Well, the greatest match ever would be that one sock left over after you do laundry because you can't find the other one. Somehow you lost the sock by doing laundry.
Well, that's Takeover. Takeover is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. Sunday night. What's it start at 7?
Yeah, 7. Do 7.
Pre-show at 7 or regular show at 7? Pre-show at 6.
I think good question. I think it might be pre-show at 6 and regular show at 7.
Let's see if I can look it up here and find that.
Takeover in your house. Beware of doggies. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock?
Yeah, so I would assume that would be pre-shows at 6. Main cards at 7. It usually goes 2.5 hours. So it's usually done by like 30. And
they've been kind of doing WWE events earlier now during all this stuff.
It's also going to be back at Full Sail, which is nice.
Oh, that's cool. That'll be fun.
Instead of being at the Performance Center, they just make it look like another show. It's just the same. It's just the same building, just different colors.
Yeah. See if I can find here. I'm actually looking up exactly on the network right now. I opened the network up here to see if it'll tell me the schedule.
Takeover in your house. Beware of dogs. That was called.
Today on WWE Network. It was tomorrow on WWE Network. 6:30 the kickoff show happens.
That's good. Yeah, 6:30 pre-show and then 7 o'clock main show.
Yep.
I think they may have a pre-show match.
They're not gonna have a pre-show match, especially not in a half an hour pre-show.
Yeah.
I won't even watch the pre-show.
Right. I did also see other rumors that Dominic Dijakovic is also going to up to the main roster.
I heard that as well. I expect him to be on Raw because they're talking about him competing for the U.S. title. So
yeah,
I expect him to see him over on Raw. There's a couple other people that have been rumored to be getting called up too. That should be happening. All should be happening soon.
Did you see the ugly Intercontinental title belt?
No.
Yeah, so they revealed a new Intercontinental title belt.
Didn't they just have a new Intercontinental title belt?
The one they have looks terrible. Unless it's the same one.
It's not the one that they. Let's see if I can find that.
They did it on SmackDown.
Let's see.
SmackDown, the new IC belt, or at least the IC belt was out there. I don't know what it actually looks like.
We'll find out right now.
Yeah, this is it. I don't know if this is the new one or not. I have a picture of it right here. I don't know if this is the new one. Can you see that?
Hold on. Oh, you have it on your phone?
Yeah.
No, I think that's the same one.
Is it the same? Whoops. Did I show you pictures of freaking?
Yeah, that's the same one that it's been.
Is it the same one? All right, maybe I just not noticed it before.
Yeah, that's the. It came out new when they gave it to Shinsuke.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep. It is kind of ugly though.
It is ugly. Look at that thing.
Not as ugly as the TNT title.
True. It looks like it has a coin on the front of it.
It does. It's weird.
Like someone just put a coin right over the top of it with an engraved Intercontinental Champion on it.
Well, so I don't know what you're doing after Takeover.
What am I doing after?
You figure it starts at 7. It'll be done by like 9:30. I'm going to do a review show.
All right.
So if you want to do a review show, let me know. We'll hop on Zoom when it ends and bang out a quick review of Takeover.
Sounds good.
Might be joined by a couple other people. I'm not sure yet. But I've had other people that have said that they'd like to do some review shows with us. So we'll check that out, guys. It won't be on, maybe I will put it on the regular podcast too. Just put it up as a bonus show on the regular podcast and then put the video up, kind of giving us both sides of it. So check it out. Look for that after Takeover is off the air. Give it probably about an hour because we're literally set up right after it goes off the air and record right away so that I can get it up as soon as possible. And as soon as we're done, we'll get it posted for you. So that's going to kind of be what's coming up after that. Next week, of course, like I said, it'll be our Backlash pit stop show. So we'll break down Backlash for you. Anything before we get out of here? Before we put a bow on this thing? Anything you want to say?
No. Let's see what Takeover looks like tomorrow.
Yeah, the only other thing I want to say is hashtag fuck Sunny.
There you go.
That's kind of about it. So make sure you tune in. Remember, next week we'll have another Flashback Friday. We're going to be going back watching John Cena versus RVD at One Night Stand. That's going to be a great match. That's going to be the watch along for Flashback Friday. So make sure you check that out on the YouTube channel. It won't be on the podcast network. It's only on YouTube. So make sure you go if you're listening to this podcast, right? If you're listening to this on your regular podcast networks, go check us out, Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks on YouTube. If you're watching this on your YouTube channel, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you'll see it when it gets posted. The review show of Takeover. And other than that, I guess that's kind of it. It's been a fun show. I love pit stop shows and breaking down the card and getting into what's going to happen. Don't think there's going to be a preview posted on GodHatesGeeks.com, but I'll probably do a review of it for there. So you can check that out too.
Do we have a prediction battle for Takeover?
Probably. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's for Takeover, if it's going to be for Backlash. I don't remember.
We have a Council Super US Tag Team title defense.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Was that for Takeover?
Takeover, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to put my picks in for that then.
I didn't post it yet. I'll post it in a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'll get that up and going. But other than that, I think we're just going to wrap this up and get out of here. So, like I said, check out Flashback Friday next week. If you didn't watch this week's, go back and watch that. That was a great match. Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter in the Desert Storm match. Go check that out. That was really fun to watch. Check out the Takeover review show, which will drop after Takeover, about an hour and a half after Takeover comes off the air. Other than that, we'll catch you back here next week for our Takeover our Backlash pit stop show. Until then, I'm Sean Puff.
And I'm IK.
And this has been Smarks, Spotmonkeys, and Superkicks. And next time I'll be home, so I'll have my background. I won't be out in the mountains.
There you go.
Peace.
Peace.
Big ups, Boston. And by the way, one more thing I want to say before we get out of here. Everybody stay safe out there. If you guys are protesting, whatever, peaceful protest, be safe. Don't riot. Watch out for the people that are there to cause problems. Just everybody be safe, man. That's all I can say. We'll see you next week.